Welcome to this introduction into the configuration of metrics within SQUEAKS. A metric in SQUEAKS is simply an important data point that you would like to monitor, examples including OEE, downtime, or cycle time. To begin, let's walk through what a metric looks like. Metrics can take two different display types, that being historical or simple. A historical metric shows up to the last 15 values that the metric has had. Historical metrics can be shown in three different formats: a bar chart, a line chart, or an area chart. The other display type of a metric is a simple metric, which only shows the current value of the data point as a progress bar across the metric. The current value displayed for a metric can also take three forms: a percentage, currency, or simply a number. There are also two optional features for each metric. The performance index is a calculated value between 0 and 10 based off of where the current value of the metric is in relation to the baseline and goal of that metric. Likewise, you have the ability to color code a metric according to the current value and its relation to the baseline and goal values. Any current value above the goal will show as green, below the goal but above the baseline is yellow, and anything below the baseline will show as red. If you choose to turn off the automatic coloring, the metric will show as blue. Let's quickly run through the configuration of a metric so you can see how easy it is to set up and manage them. You first need to define the metric by giving it a name, and optionally a label and a description. Next, you define the details of the value of the metric. Here are the three display formats that were already presented. You can define the number of decimal points shown for the value and add a unit suffix to the value as well. Next, you can define a baseline and goal of the metric. Since this is an efficiency metric as a percentage, we will define our baseline as 80% and our goal as 90%. The last section on this tab relates to the performance index score. Using the baseline and goal values configured above, you can control how the performance index score is calculated. In this example, the baseline value of 80 will relate to a performance index score of 4. The goal value of 90 will relate to a 7. The metric will then calculate a performance index score using that as a scale. The next tab controls how the metric is displayed. As mentioned before, there are two display types, historical and simple. And if you choose historical, you have three chart types. As you make changes, you will see a preview of your changes at the top. There are also two options that you can turn on or off at the bottom. If you would like this metric to automatically be colored red, green, or yellow according to where the current value is, then turn on this top setting. If you would like to display the performance index score, then turn on the bottom setting. The next tab allows a manager of this metric to manually enter new values in for the metric. Although effective, metrics become more powerful when you can populate them from databases, ERP systems, PLCs, or other plant floor technologies. At the end of this introduction, I will turn on some data population from a database so that you can see the metric updating without manual input. The next two tabs control the teams and managers of this metric. You can select as many teams or managers of a metric as you would like, where managers have the ability to edit the display format of the metric. The last tab simply provides a couple advanced options for the metric. You can select to email all followers of this metric whenever the value gets updated, and you can also provide an external URL to navigate to when this metric is clicked. An example could be an external reporting system that provides a bit more detail about your production data. Finalize all of your settings and click Save, and your metric has been created. Now, from an outside source, I will start populating this metric to showcase how it changes colors as the current value changes. Thank you for your time, and if you have further questions, please reach out to iGear.